What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Face the Facts. This week is purely just because we didn't do Mike and the Minifans over the last Friday in anticipation for the live show, but we can still go over some shit over the past week or so, because why not? Obviously, we want to talk about what just happened, which was Sokko's live show over the past week. Um, I don't think I'm in the popular when I say I didn't really enjoy it too much. It was a little bit of a rough show, if we're being honest. But mostly what I want to talk about is the fucking videos. Those videos were wild. They were crazy. I don't know. My least favorite were Clemmer's videos. I don't know how everyone else feels, but Clemmer's videos were real tough to get through. And then Justin, obviously, he had good intentions and the bit could have been good, but the delivery was just awful. Fucking awful. Um Other than that, I definitely saw potential for that last video before us on YouTube got cut short because somebody decided to smack their head on the concrete, and glad that person's okay, but wow, I mean that was a it's quite the curveball for a live show. Definitely got everyone's attention a little bit more. But for me that was really the highlight. Um Here we go. We got a good point right off the bat. Quig's video wins again. Yes, that was an amazing video. That was definitely my favorite video that we had during the show. I was fooled for the first like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and then as it kept going, obviously then I knew there was something, but that was crazy. That was really really good. Other than that, there wasn't really too much to the show. It was just kind of like your average Kirk show, but Kirk has said before, and he stated it on Twitter, he stated it on the show multiple times. The whole point was Sacco is more casual of a show. So anyone who was expecting this kind of grand, super huge kind of presentation was going to be disappointed from the jump. I'm sad that I couldn't make it because that would have been fun for my first live show, especially with all of the Minifans there. That's kind of like I think what everyone's appeal is. Everyone's appeal is going and meeting each other and hanging out. And I'm sad I didn't get to come hang out. But the next live show that they do, which I think is going to be in 2025, they had said today on the producer show slash on what was it, Friday, Thursday show. They said they were doing something in New Hampshire in 2025. So more than likely, I'm gonna try to be there. Um, and then that way we can kind of get integrated with all the Minifans. We can appease Ted Sarandis. He can stone me as he really much wanted to. So hopefully I can make him happy because that's my whole goal. Whenever I do any of this stuff, is to make that guy happy. But other than that, there wasn't much to that show. Like I was listening, I was half listening. At the same time, college football was on. I mean, even people right now, probably not a ton of people watching this just because it's Monday Night Football and we got two games on. I've got the Bengals and Commanders on like literally right next to me, so kind of half here. No structure really though to today's show. I know last time that we did a show, I kind of had Middan on, and I had said that I wanted to learn more about other people's fandom and how it kind of came about. But for me, with no shows this week too, and for any other new Minifans out there, this is the perfect time to go back and listen to some older episodes. So, one episode that I listened to last night, and I can already recommend, thanks to Freddie Lynn, is definitely the first appearance of Ryan Whitney. So I listened to that last night. That episode's a great listen. Um, a lot of good stuff in there. Ryan Whitney just being Ryan Whitney. Always have found him hilarious and just think he's a great guest to have on legitimately any podcast. And he was a fan of the show, so he fit in seamlessly with Kirk and Steve. And also on top of that, you gotta see Kirk flexes Bruce Springsteen knowledge with a call in from Cons, because Cons called in to challenge Kirk with his Bruce Springsteen knowledge, and that went horribly. Kirk knew infinitely more than he did, and absolutely conceded by the end of the call. Completely, just like hands down, nothing crazy, but it's a good listen. I think, shoot, I forget what other one he recommended to me. I'll pull it up so I can figure it out. The Boston Globe is dog shit. That will be my next listen from February 1st of 2021. So thank you to Freddie Lynn for always giving me some good episodes. And thank you to all the rest of you guys who have been DMing me episodes to listen to. I got a playlist right now, essentially, of each one that I get recommended from. So I'm going to be taking a listen through mostly throughout this week. So Ron, I'm going to be listening to your episode. And then I think a couple other people had definitely, yeah, Merchant's Mouse had recommended a couple episodes. And then a couple other people. So if you are a new fan, definitely take this time to go through and take a look. A great question. Facts, who could you beat in KMS history trivia? Oh, man, I gotta think. Who could I beat? Yeah, nobody. I don't think I could beat anybody. Maybe like PRC or something because he's newer too. But in all genuine honesty, like I'm picking up as I go. I learn from the clips, and it is always still a good time. But yeah, I'll be listening through and definitely going through. Oh yes, I did listen to Sneakers episode. It was bad. I'm glad he recommended it to me, but ever since I watched it, I was definitely looked at him a little different. Um, not a great performance, but I mean, I'm glad he went on there. He did stand on what he was talking about, so I did appreciate that. Anyways, moving past the old episodes and kind of how we have this week of this lull, because like I said, we had no Mike and the Minifans Friday, and the reason for that was everybody who kind of helps out with the planning of Mike and the Minifans. We were all tracking that there was going to be some sort of live event slash did not want to overlap Steve's premiere, so we were being polite. And then of course Kirk, comes out and says, "Wow, disappointing, no Mike and the Minifans," because he wanted to see me get up there on the panel. You know, I've been trying my best to keep this show afloat because there's only one person doing it, and it's me. So might as well try to stay consistent. So my apologies to Kirk. I'll give him the entertainment that he wants. This coming Friday, we'll kind of have a week of no shows. Mike and Minute Fans, a chance for everyone to just come on, shoot the shit, talk about what they want, talk about to see how Kirk is doing maybe in surviving Barstool. I don't know. We'll find some topics to talk about because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Minifan content this week too. If you are within the network world, I'm sure that a lot of people have some episodes coming out. I don't have like a hands on the schedule or any weird shit like that, but definitely be looking for Minifan content because, it's fun to watch. There's a lot of good stuff. There's a new show with Jackson from Australia. Let me get the name right because I don't want to fuck it up and then get motherfucked by him. But I believe it was called the Unrelated Show. Unrelated Show. I watched a little bit. I didn't get to finish. I will try to finish it. So that way I can kind of give my full thoughts on it. But I did get to hear a little bit of Tim Smith, so I'm glad I finally got to hear from him. Great stuff. But other than that new episode, and then we had the Sako show, and then a pretty admittedly a pretty mundane week of KMS. Like Monday show, I don't know how everyone else felt, but I did not like Monday show at all. It was just a lot of Mutt and Kirk. I think there was like 40 minutes. It had to be like 40 minutes of them just naming radio hosts, and that got super boring. I'm all good on Mutt. I think we should all be good on Mutt. He had Thursday's show where he had Gronk on for like 5 minutes. I think I didn't watch because I was kind of over Mutt after the first episode. I got it. Mutt has has this new show. It's a dumpster fire. This Aiton guy is a fucking psychopath. But after all that, I'm just kind of like, all right, now we're just kind of giving it this needless attention. He's gonna continue to dig himself his own grave, and we should all be expecting that. I don't know why, he continues to do it. I think he's just a fucking idiot. So that's probably gonna keep happening regardless. But yeah, I'm all good on Mutt. I like him on the show, and I really wish he would have taken the opportunity to be a more permanent, consistent spot on the show because he does kind of bounce off Kirk nicely, and he's just that perfect co-host. but he's that perfect co-host. When he's doing his own show, I watched the first episode and I didn't find really much of it all that entertaining. He's doing good at bets though. He's doing a lot better than I am. I'm shitting the bed with all my bets over the past couple weeks. So good on him. It's like Mutt, then me, and then way down here is Aiden. Because like I said, and like we all know, he's a fucking idiot. But we talked about Mutt enough. Pelts was on there on Monday. Creepy fucking dude. I mean, that comment, even though I fucking hate Steve, I just think he's a spineless, fucking pointless personality on the internet. Shouldn't be on there. I believe he deleted his account today, and hey, he'll be coming back, but no one really is going to be looking for him to come back. We get it. It's like he's doing his little bits. But even though I do hate him, that comment is just that shit is just that's just so weird. Everyone felt uncomfortable. Everyone listening probably felt uncomfortable. But yeah, Pelts was weird. Bad guest. Bad pick by Cully. I'm just learning really kind of how Cully operates. This is my first chance really watching him, so it's all new to me still. But I don't think he's doing too bad at all right away. I can see the appeal that everyone else really enjoyed him when he was a permanent producer on the show. But at the same time, for anyone who watched, I believe it was the Aussie Minifan show where they reviewed Sacco, Cully was kind of taking shots at John, who everyone knows is like essentially my dad at this point. He just gives me everything that I want, lets me do whatever I want. He's essentially the whole reason I'm on the show. Um, but yeah, talking shit about John, trying to bury him, mentioning GVE, just lifting us up, doing that. And then today on the producer soccer review show, also taking shots at Coleman. So it's a weird behavior thing, kind of burying the previous or potential producers so that way he can get his way through. But I mean, all that aside, overall, I think he's still doing a good job. I like Cullinane. All the previous clips I've seen on him when he used to be one of the producers, or excuse me, used to be the producer, I've liked. So no problems with him. Um, but Steve, we'll talk about Steve real quick. Like I said already, I don't like the guy. Spineless dude. Kind of on the same level with Kane, as far as I'm concerned. I know a lot of people like Kane. I don't. I put him on the same level as Steve. And he got very, very offended after the terms were laid out for his future appearances on the show because he, in fact, did not want to give Pat Ford a blowjob if he did lose in basketball to him. Steve, I don't know really if you are listening anywhere. The only thing that I can say is you got to get through the trenches to get back on the show, man. You got to do what you got to do. But he probably is going to be listening. He's probably going to be interacting through either some sort of burner account or he's going to be just mumbling to himself like a fucking psycho. I don't know. One of those two. No more Mr. Nice Guy Steve. That's what he was saying today. Trying to come at fucking what's his face? Bio, dude. Weird move, but after he kind of got manhandled by everybody on Twitter, he decided it was time to close up shop for a little bit. But that won't be for a long time. So we'll see him back. He'll be back to annoy everyone. He'll be back to have these ridiculous claims and ridiculous stipulations in order to keep himself relevant. And it won't work. And then he'll just disappear again. It's going to be back and forth the entire year. He's not going to go back on the show this year. I wouldn't invite him back ever, but it's not my fucking show, so I don't have the say there. But overall, we kind of moved on from Monday. We went into, or excuse me, we moved on from Tuesday's episode and then into Wednesday's, and that was with Tim. And Tim was on, and Tim, I don't really know the history. I don't know the detailed history of Tim. I know that he is like the Minifan. So I definitely tuned in because I really wanted to see kind of that rapport because from what I know, he hasn't been on in a while, but it was a weirder episode. Definitely the way that Menners had put it, I believe, was 4 out of 10 for Tuesday, 4 out of 10 for Wednesday, and then 8 out of 10 for Thursday. And then he called it average. And Menners doesn't know what average means. So I'll break down his percentages for him because that's what I'm doing a lot these days. I'm kind of like helping Menners get content slash lifting him up. So 16 out of 30 actually equates to 53%, which is an F. So that is not average. Average, you're looking like 72, 73% and up. So according to Menners and what he graded the shows, he gave the week an F. And I'm inclined to agree with him just because the first two shows were definitely not as good as I thought they were going to be. I mean, Tuesday, I kind of knew what I was getting into with Peltier there. I didn't like him the last time he was on. Wasn't interested when he was on this time at all. With Tim and Canton coming on, I expected a little bit more, but I think it was just more of a nostalgia type of episode for people who know Tim and Canton a lot better than I do. And obviously, I like Tim and Canton. His game was funny just in the way that these weird ass details that he knew, to the point where Mike didn't even know he was in the Spartan Spectators Club. But I didn't really like it that much. It was a little bit better though than Tuesday's show. So if I were to go, it'd be like 4 out of 10, and then a 6 out of 10 after that. No, I'd say 5 out of 10. And then I really did enjoy Thursday's episode with Ted. Right now, Ted is the best guest on the Kirk Minahan show, other than obviously Blind Mike, because Mike's always going to have the best rapport. That's just what he does. But Ted is definitely consistently entertaining. I always love him coming on. I always love his quick little quips. Yes, he laughs at his own jokes every single time. But I mean, it's fucking funny, dude. When you say something funny, you laugh at the joke. Simple enough. But Ted was great. Their back and forth was awesome. Now, onto the video with Ted. That one was the second best for sure. I definitely wanted to see the end of that. Justin had said today that the rest of the show is going to be on audio, but I didn't want to go and see the audio or listen to the audio of the rest of the show. A lot of people had said it just kind of died after that. I mean, you can't really top a dude smacking his head on the concrete and getting rushed out in an ambulance. So it's no one else's fault, but overall, I think they should uh release the rest of that video on YouTube as a special clip. And for the rest of those videos, I think we're all set on. Maybe just take it as a loss. They had mentioned that it was a lot better when Kirk had produced and wrote and kind of was the brain power behind um the live show videos. That was made very, very, very clear on the live show. Clemmer's videos were easily the worst. It was just so awkward. I don't know. I obviously know what angle he was trying to do. He was trying to do the whole I copy Kirk thing, and that's the joke, ha ha ha. But the way he acted it, like for a dude who loves movies so much, you would think there would be a little more dedication to the role in which he's playing. And that's just me being like nitpicky, and it's just something that gets on my nerves. So maybe no one else feels that way, but I thought those videos were just god awful. Justin, like Colin had said today in the producer show, they were so bad that they were good because it was just this weird, like, most low effort video, or excuse me, it was really just audio. So the most low effort audio between him and Mark, but it was funny just because it was bad. But maybe for the next live show, a little more Kirk involvement as far as like crafting the videos, and maybe just a little bit more as far as producing the content. As far as the stream though, the stream worked really well. The stream was pretty seamless. There was no problems, no cutouts. Obviously, it did have to get cut out early, but yeah, we beat that to death already. That's what happened. And now we just go on to this slow week. We got a week of just nothing. Probably gonna, like I said, gonna be Minifan content, but Kirk is filming Surviving Barstool, and we're gonna have to wait and see. I don't really remember when they said it was probably gonna come out. I think they said it was either going to be the end of October or sometime in November. Um, but I'm excited to see that. I think Kirk is going to make it farther than last time. I also going to think he's going to make it farther than Clemmer. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Clemmer, because he's such a fan of the show, he could be really playing like this strategic role in the game, so that way he can go farther, and farther into the game and possibly make it to like top 8 or like top 4, or maybe even make it to the finals." But I don't see that happening. I definitely see him getting eliminated like night 3. He's gonna be like the 3rd or 4th eliminated in my eyes, because I have a strong feeling it's gonna be very akin to Nate's performance in the show last year, where he had his one little blow up on Jeff D. Lowe. He kind of yelled back and forth, and then everyone was just like, "All right, so we're all uncomfortable around this dude, right? Let's just like get him out of here." Because I mean, there was really no fuck ups by anybody in particular in today's challenge, but we're all just kind of like all set on Nate, and then he just kind of got kicked out. I got a feeling that that's gonna happen to Clemmer. So look for like, yeah, number 3, number 4th eliminated. Robbie Fox is probably gonna be the one who's more of the survivor minded type of dude, and then he'll make it to the end because yeah, he's definitely not as awkward. He's more chill and more low key. Obviously, he had his past with Kirk, but they've both kind of gotten way over that at this point. Just because I think they both realized it just didn't really matter. It was almost a pointless thing to have. Robbie had his little explosion. Kirk basically told him, shut the fuck up, don't talk like that, blah blah blah. Robbie tried to defend it, and then it just kind of fizzled out. So I would say Robbie's probably going to be in the top 4. I can't even remember because I saw that Kirk went over the cast because I was reading the transcript for Tuesday's episode, but I didn't. I'm going to be honest, I didn't really listen that long. Um, but let's see, because I know Taylor and Will are going to be there. Obviously, I'm going to pull for them because I like those guys. Kirk, I want him to go all the way just because I mean Kirk provides entertainment, especially on that show. That's how I became a fan. So the more Kirk I can get on this uncensored version of Survivor, which is why I think it's better than the show itself. And then I would say Big Cat and Dave will be out early. Um, I don't know who. See, I don't know if it's going to be Biz or Wit who would make it farther. I would say it's safe to say Biz would probably make it farther. And then um, Wallow, Gilly, they'll probably be going noticed. If I had to pick a top 4 right now, I would say it's probably going to be Kirk, Robbie, and then Wallow and Biz. There's a lot of big names. As far as the females, I wouldn't really know who'd make it too far. Kelly's probably going to go out first of the females just because, she'll have an explosion. People will get annoyed with her. I don't mind her personally, but I think everyone else will get real annoyed with that shtick real quick. Who'd make it the farthest of the females? I think Rhea's in there. She'd probably go pretty far. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited that the filming is going to be done because I know that we're going to be getting really good content. And then when the show does come back after next week, I'm hoping for kind of a rejuvenation. I think Kirk, he was over this past week. He seemed like he was kind There we go. Sorry about that, big L. But yes, basically what I was saying before I fucked up and accidentally muted myself. I don't see any of the big streaming services taking over Kirk's show right now. I'd say it's probably going to be something like a free streaming service, like Tubi or something like that, or maybe even Roku. Someone that can get a deal with Barstool and kind of work in conjunction with them, because Kirk and Dave Portnoy on the Unnamed show, they had mentioned that it would stay within Barstool. So I don't see any of the big companies taking on. But like I said, I could be completely wrong. And for all we know, this could be some huge limited docu series or something, the video version of the case, or they'll try to make it like a limited series, an investigative show, like the stuff that we all watch every other night on YouTube slash Netflix slash whatever. Like, what is that one series like? Almost Got Away with This type of deal, or any sort of other podcast that you listen to. But I'm assuming it's going to be just some sort of limited series. But yeah, that's where I really want to end it off there. Sorry about fucking up the audio. Hopefully that doesn't happen next time. I'm gonna try to have Freddie Lynn on next time, so that way he and I can kind of talk about his Minifandom. And then yeah, that's really it for today. Thanks for popping in while I came here and talked for a little bit. And then yeah, see y'all later. Peace out.